Today, we're diving into one of the most bizarre and unbelievable stories of survival you'll ever hear. This is the tale of Michael Malloy, the man who simply wouldn't die, despite numerous attempts on his life by people who stood to gain from his death. It's a story of incredible endurance, stupidity, and sheer luck. Let's get into the unbelievable life and almost unkillable death of Michael Malloy. In the early 1930s, during the Great Depression, Michael Malloy was a homeless, down-on-his-luck Irish immigrant living in New York City. He was an alcoholic, drifting between odd jobs and spending most of his days drinking at local speakeasies. One of his frequent haunts was a bar owned by Tony Marino, a small-time crook who saw Malloy as the perfect target for a sinister scheme. Marino, along with a group of his friends, Joseph Murphy, Francis Pasqua, and Daniel Kreisberg, hatched a plan to take out life insurance policies on Malloy and then kill him in a way that would look accidental, allowing them to collect the payout. They figured it would be easy. After all, Malloy was a hopeless drunk, and they believed he wouldn't last long with a little push in the wrong direction. They even nicknamed their plot the Murder Trust, convinced it would be a quick payday. The plan started simple. Marino offered Malloy an unlimited tab at his bar, hoping Malloy would drink himself to death. Night after night, Malloy came in and drank everything he could get his hands on: whiskey, gin, moonshine, and whatever else Marino poured. But instead of collapsing, Malloy kept showing up asking for more. No matter how much he drank, he simply wouldn't die. When excessive drinking didn't work, the Murder Trust escalated their efforts. They began spiking Malloy's drinks with antifreeze, believing it would be enough to poison him. But incredibly, Malloy would just pass out, sleep it off, and return the next day for another round, completely unaware that his drinks were laced with deadly chemicals. They tried swapping the antifreeze for turpentine, and when that failed, they even added horse liniment and rat poison. But Malloy just wouldn't succumb. Frustrated, the group tried feeding Malloy a meal of spoiled oysters soaked in wood alcohol, followed by a sandwich filled with sardines, carpet tacks, and broken glass. But again, Malloy simply ate everything and walked away without a scratch. By this point, the group was both amazed and infuriated by Malloy's seeming invincibility. Desperate to end the scheme, they decided to change tactics. On one of the coldest nights of the year, they waited for Malloy to pass out drunk, then dragged him outside and dumped him in the snow. They poured water on his bare chest, hoping he would freeze to death. But the next morning, Malloy walked back into the bar, shivering and asking for another drink. Realizing that Malloy could survive anything, the gang finally resorted to violence. They ran him over with a taxi, driving back and forth over his body multiple times. Convinced they had finally succeeded, they left him for dead. But incredibly, Malloy was found by police, taken to the hospital, and discharged a few days later with nothing more than a few broken bones. In the end, the gang's luck ran out before Malloy's did. Frustrated and desperate, they finally managed to kill him by stuffing a gas hose down his throat and suffocating him. But by this point, their plans had drawn the attention of the authorities. An investigation revealed their repeated murder attempts, and the gang was arrested, tried, and ultimately sentenced to death for their crimes.